Hi, you're watching Greg Speed Eats, and I thought I would do a follow-up video on an earlier video that I did entitled My Health Journey. Now, that video didn't do fantastically well in terms of views, but it attracted a hell of a lot of likes and comments, more than any other video that I have done. So I've read all of the almost 300 comments that all of you have posted, and I really appreciate all the words of encouragement. And I've enjoyed reading all of your own personal health journeys. They've been very affirming and heartening to read, and it's very comforting to know that I too am not alone on this unique health journey. So I received a lot of questions, and I thought I would try my best to answer all of them in this video. On to the first question. Hi Greg, thank you for sharing your life with us. I might be going through the same bad journey for my health, and I am only 33. Added on extra 12 to 15 kg in 1.5 years. I might say I have reached peak tiredness, and this video might be a pivotal moment too. I hope you could share more recipes, sources of keto carnivore diet. Thank you. Here's to support your channel 100% as I did from the start. Thank you very much. Yes, I might try doing some videos, low carb recipes that have worked for me in the past 1.5 years. But I don't know if you guys are interested. Are you interested? But frankly, I've never really ventured into the cooking space before, so I do apologize if I do so. I will probably be blundering through my first few videos. Hi Greg, may I know if you have seen any significant change in your skin condition? For example, texture, complexion, after going on your new diet, since a meat-heavy diet is quite fatty, thanks. Yes, my skin has significantly improved. No more pimples, less wrinkles, and I seem to have a healthy glow on my skin, if that makes any sense. I'll do a close-up. I mean, does my skin look bad up close? Does it look good? I mean, you can see it for yourself . But that said, it's not just diet. I also incorporated another health practice, which is that I am careful about how much soap I use. There are actually some who believe that many of us are actually soaping and shampooing way too much. Just Google, is soaping too much bad for your skin? And you'll have tons of websites saying yes. So I'm not an expert here, but I'll read off a website which I found to be quite helpful . Soap can strip your skin of its natural oils because it is frequently alkaline, leaving it tight and dry. This may cause breakouts, inflammation, and irritation. The pH balance of your skin is a delicate balance of acidity and alkalinity. Your skin becomes more vulnerable to bacteria and other harmful elements when you use soap because it can upset this balance. Using soap can make your sensitive skin or acne-prone skin worse. Soap can irritate sensitive skin, resulting in redness and inflammation, as well as clogged pores, and can cause acne breakouts. Soap can also accelerate the aging process by causing collagen breakdown and dehydration. This may result in wrinkles, fine lines, and a dull complexion. So what I do these days is that I soap only when my skin gets very oily. But most of the time, I just rinse, rub my skin vigorously, and I towel dry myself . So what I feel is that my current regime of soaping less plus the diet seems to have resulted in better skin for me. But I stress this is my anecdotal experience . Please go and try it out for yourselves to see if it works for you. Hi Greg, I have been a supporter and subscriber of your channel for some time, and I've noticed your diet change and phenomenal improvement in your body habitus. My wife and I have been on the keto low carb diet for the past 2-3 years with intermittent fasting. From a previous overweight status, I've lost 8 kg and now in a healthy BMI range. In fact, I've gone back to the weight I was in my 20s. I am now in my 40s. My wife is now her lightest she has been in her entire adult life. We both feel amazing and full of energy since embarking on our health journey similar to yours. Your finds on hawkers who use pure lard in their cooking are very encouraging. I hope more hawkers start doing the same for both health benefits and flavor enhancement. What is your take on traditional health supplements such as ginseng, cordyceps, and lingzi in supporting a healthy lifestyle and potentially contributing to longevity? As you know, Singapore is now deemed the 6th blue zone, and I think we have an interesting formula of nutritional health and social infrastructure which have led to the progressively increasing lifespan of Singapore's residents. God bless you and your family. Yes, my wife is very big on traditional Chinese medicines when our family is sick, but she's really the expert in it . I just open my mouth and take what she prescribes. The most recent incident I can remember of it working really effectively was when I had COVID some 2 years ago. After I recovered, I had a persistent cough which would not go away no matter what medicine I took. It was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks of constant coughing. But after I took 2 bottles of bird nest, it cleared right up. So it was quite amazing. Curious about how the kids feel about the lifestyle change too, haha. Do they miss a more normal way of eating? Well, let's ask the kids themselves. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we give a one-word answer?
No.
Aww.
Okay, the question is, curious about how the kids feel about the lifestyle change too, haha. Do they miss a more normal way of eating? Okay, go.
No, but it's actually okay to eat just the carnivore diet thing.
Don't eat carnivore diet, no?
I know.
Eat kind of like low carb-ish.
Okay, but
No
that's
carb
okay because I get to enjoy it like once a year.
What? You can enjoy what?
Like
Full carb day.
yeah, full carb day.
But you still get carbs like once a day, right?
Yeah, of course.
Carbs or dessert lah, right?
Yeah.
Then how do you feel about that? Do you feel that you want it like, for breakfast, lunch and dinner?
No,
Why?
it's fine just like this.
Okay. Do you think your health has changed?
Don't know. I don't notice any change.
Don't notice any change?
Wait, I need to think.
Except for the change that that I'm less hungry at meal times.
Less hungry at meal times,
I'm
right?
also I'm less sensitive to other people's words.
Less sensitive? Oh yeah, is that right? Really?
Yeah, because I can cool down easily now.
Oh really? You mean last time you couldn't?
And last time I like when people do say bad stuff, then it's like I'm very angry.
So let's say when you go to birthday parties or you're with your friends, right, and then you see them eating all the ice cream and the pasta and all that stuff, right? How do you feel?
That's fine.
Really?
Because last time I went to Augustine's birthday and then I had just the fried chicken wings.
Yeah, and
that's still yummy.
But don't your friends look at you very like odd?
No, because some of them don't even eat the hamburgers because they having lunch like after the party, so it's technically counted snack.
Oh, okay. You, Emma?
Sometimes I feel like a bit left out because I do like my sweets and carbs.
Yeah. Left out like how? With your friends, right?
Yeah, although they don't make me feel left out. It's just
Because they still love meat when you
yeah.
bring along.
Usually, when I go to the birthday parties, a lot of people like serve a lot of meat, especially my friend Jaylin.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, my friend Jaylin serves quite a lot of meat, like chicken wing.
Oh, okay.
But do they really serve a meat cake?
No, they don't serve meat cake.
Do you wish that Papa would get out of this stupid diet and?
No, it's fine.
No, honestly, seriously.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because but technically your mood isn't changing that much because you're very sensitive to chili.
When I eat a little bit of chili, is it?
Yeah, you always
You're always so grumpy.
Yeah, now last time I never used to be. Now I am.
So
Right.
funny.
That's one of the bad sides of the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Great video. Congratulations on getting your health back. Can you share what you eat at home on a regular basis that doesn't include beef? Really keen on trying your routine and diet. Does carnivore diet give you the runs? Yes, the carnivore diet will give you the runs initially. You will naturally eat more fat for energy. And according to what I've read, the body is not used to absorbing more fat than is usual. The fat ends up in your colon, so your body secretes water into the colon to get rid of it. Apparently, after a while, your body will adjust and learn how to absorb the fat for energy. Similarly too, because you're eating less to no vegetables and carbs, the bacteria in your gut which feeds on carbs and vegetables, right, they will die off. When they die off, they release toxins, and similarly, the colon will release water to expel it. So the diversity of bacteria in your gut will go down, but only temporarily. Apparently, after a few weeks, it goes back to normal to higher levels. As for what meals we eat besides beef, it can be anything from pork ribs, pork soup, kiam cai baked turmeric chicken wings, bolognese with no pasta, pork meatballs, steamed pork patties, fried eggs, omelette, steamed egg, bacon, smoked duck. So actually there's a fair amount of variety. Love your authentic sharing. Thanks for it. I love veggies, so my family buys those locally grown plus hydroponic ones, which are pricier, but claims to use 0 pesticide. Any thoughts on those? Another question, why not use high quality olive oil for cooking? How do they compare versus animal fat or ghee? Yes, if you love vegetables, right, less pesticide is always good. But for me personally, I don't eat that many vegetables these days. Because, as I said, I learned that they have got a lot of plants defense chemicals and toxins. I spoke about this in my original video. But I still do eat them, but I make sure that I eat them fermented or cooked, and I try to avoid eating them raw. As for olive oil, the research I've read indicates that nutritionally it's not as good as animal fat, but that it is significantly healthier than vegetable oils. It's got about 10% linoleic acid as compared to vegetable oils, which range from mid-20s to about 70-80% linoleic acid omega-6. So, That said, olive oils have a very low smoke point, so it's ideal for salads and dipping bread in, but it can't be heated. Once it is heated, it oxidizes easily. And the other point is that there have been controversies surrounding olive oil. Latest was a major study by UC Davis in 2012. They tested most olive oil brands and showed that the majority of them do not pass the extra virgin label and are very often blended with seed and vegetable oils. So for me personally, I am a little cautious when it comes to olive oil. But I do have a small amount of it from time to time. What I do is that I find the highest quality extra virgin olive oil that money can buy, and I only use it for cold applications. Like, as I said, dressing a salad or dipping it in bread or a little olive oil on mozzarella cheese, that sort of thing. For cooking, I just use animal fat, full stop. Because animal fat is very heat resistant. Hi Greg, how's your food intake in your current diet? Greg, can I ask, what do you do for fruits? Okay, so I've done some research on this, and what it showed me is that fruits used to look very different in the past as how they look like now. So they have been selectively bred to have way too much sugar content and less fiber, which in the context of actually having sugar, right, it actually slows the absorption of sugar. So now I treat fruits like how I treat dessert . It's something that I take maybe once a month, once every 2 months. A slice of apple or pear here and there, but no more than that. We'll still support Greg's small eats, actually Greg's big eats. Got red marks on my health screening too after past 50, so you are not alone. Looking forward to you sharing food suitable for high cholesterol folks like myself. I've already talked about the fact that high cholesterol is actually not a concern for me. I'll put a link in the video description below explaining why this is the case. But very briefly, high cholesterol is actually good for you, but only in the context of a low carb diet. So if I share recipes, right, it's going to be high in fat and cholesterol. I'm sorry to disappoint. Hi Greg, thanks for sharing. Just 2 things. You never mentioned going to the doctors to have tests to rule out a lot of causes. I'm diabetic and your symptoms do really match diabetes. It is a simple blood test to see if you have pre-diabetes, type 1 or type 2. Some of the steps you are taking will in fact help lower blood sugar levels, but one blood test and you will know. Why do all the work yourself when a good trustworthy doctor can support you and help? Hi Greg, did you consider visiting the doctor for their advice if keto would be suitable for you before you tried? No, I didn't. I just went straight into it and tried it out. So it was a bit of a kamikaze move . That said, I did do a blood test 6 months into the diet to see what the effect of the diet was . And the doctor gave me advice at that point. The test was back in January of 2023, and his advice was to go stricter and cut out more carbs and sugars, and to exercise more, both of which I have done. Hi Gregory, great to see you on your journey towards better health. Kindly share if you take fruits. If not, how do you get fibre in your system to facilitate bowel movement? Thanks. Well, I've already talked about fruit, but as for fibre, there are actually some medical professionals who actually believe that fibre is not essential, that you don't need it at all. That in fact, having no fibre is actually more beneficial to your health. Now, I won't firmly say whether fibre is good or bad for you because I'm still experimenting in this area and I'm still doing research into it . But I would encourage everyone to do their own experiments and their own research and decide for themselves. I'll put a link in the video description for those of you who want to know more about why fibre is not important and about why not having fibre could actually be beneficial for your health. Personally, I've cut out about 90% less fibre. And honestly, I have no issues going to the toilet at all. Hey Greg, may I know where you purchased the beef fat from? I went around a few beef butchers but they do not sell it. Hi, can I understand where you get your beef fat? Can you also share for keto podcast video who are the doctors that you watch? I don't know about your area, but I know that the beef butchers in Bukit Timah Market and Clementi Central will sell it for sure. I've also bought fat from higher end butchers like Meat the Butcher along Bukit Timah and also at Cold Storage. And I've also had success at Tekka Market, but that's mainly for lamb fat. But frankly, it is a hit or miss wherever you go, because there isn't much of a market for fat, you see. So they just throw it away early in the morning, as far as I know. So you just have to keep on asking and asking until you find one that will sell it to you. Also, you can look for it online. Sometimes Shopee or Lazada will sell it. As for keto podcasts and videos, just watch all the videos on the Low Carb Down Under YouTube channel. They have plenty of doctors and physicians talking about low carb and all that stuff. And that's a good general resource to watch, and it explains the science behind it. Again, I'll put the link down in the video description. For keto diet, can you show what the stalls that you can eat? I need more options. So yes, I'll work on a few videos on how to get keto, carnivore, low carb meals in hawker centers and certain areas. I get quite a lot of queries about this. So, good morning, Greg. I really need your advice on this particular matter, sir. Honestly, how do I stop my sugar intake? Cause at present I'm very fat, 97 kgs, and addicted to sugary items. Please advise. Ron, Melbourne, Australia. I would say start slow. So what I did in the beginning was to first be conscious about my carb and sugar intake. So instead of 2 cubes of sugar, I put 1 instead. Instead of 2 bowls of rice, I ate 1.5, start slow, and so on and so forth. So that way, you're actually still cutting, but you're still feeding your addiction. So it's not so bad. I mean, some people can cut up their carbs and sugars to 0 just like that, but not everyone can do it. I mean, I couldn't do it either. I had to gradually make changes. So it was one small change, then get used to it, then another small change, then get used to it, and so on and so forth. Also try increasing your meat and animal fat intake. A lot of cravings and addictions are essentially due to your body just craving proper nutrition. That's it. So what animal fat and protein does is to instantly satisfy that craving. Because animal protein and animal fat is so nutrient dense. So once your body gets enough nutrition, your sugar cravings and addictions, will gradually fade away. So you go from that familiar feeling of, oh my god, I need to eat that apple pie, to a place where it is, oh, it'll be nice to have that apple pie, but it's okay. Practicing moderation is best, except trying to eat a high protein diet in Singapore is kinda expensive if you buy from supermarkets. Animal fat is also good, at least you have chosen to do this sooner rather than later. Actually, I found that eating a high protein fat diet, it isn't that expensive actually. What I try and do is that I might do mince instead of whole chunky pieces if you can't afford it. For beef, I tend to ask for the mince, which is made out of trimmings. It's basically the excess fat, the sinew and meat which they trim off when they actually have a piece of chuck meat. The hawkers will usually have to trim off every piece of meat that they get, and then they go through about 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 pieces, huge pieces like this. So they take all the leftover bits and they mince it, and it's fairly cheap, like $10 a kg. I also don't spend so much on carbs and vegetables these days, so that is savings as well. I skip breakfast and snacks in between meals, so that is savings. I also stopped taking sugary drinks and just consume water and maybe some tea and coffee occasionally. So that too is a savings. So the end effect is that I actually save money on this diet. Perhaps do food reviews with healthy food in mind so that others will also eat healthy. Yes, if you've noticed, my reviews are really tilted towards food that tastes good but is also healthy for you. Where do you get your fiber, minerals and soluble vitamins from if you negate vegetables? I've already talked about the possibility of fiber not being an essential nutrient. As for minerals and soluble vitamins, Well, I do take a small amount of vegetables anyway lah. It's just not in the amounts that I used to before. So there's that. But there are also some health professionals talking about the fact that you can get all the vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients that you need from meat and only meat, and that you don't need vegetables at all. Even fresh beef has small amounts of vitamin C, so you don't need to worry about scurvy in the absence of carbohydrates. Apparently, your vitamin C requirements are only high because you take a lot of carbs and sugars lah. Once you reduce that, right, your body doesn't need so much vitamin C, apparently. I'll post some links lah on the complete nutritional profile of a meat like beef. Also, a medical study showing that there is indeed vitamin C in fresh beef. But caveat, not in meat products like sausages, ham, dried beef, and so on lah. You only find vitamin C only in fresh meat. Again, links in the video description lah. Thoughts on your diet style for a younger crowd? Well, why not? My kids, they're aged 8 and 10, and they are on a lower carb diet, though not as strict as I am lah. They have carbs or desserts once a day. And when they have carbs or dessert, right, it's basically a small amount. And I have carbs or dessert maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, that sort of thing. And I have noticed that their bodies are quite trim. My daughter recently did her NAPFA test, and she was the only one to score all A's in her class lah. And also because it's been proven that excessive carbs and sugars, right, are linked to a lot of mental issues, I've noticed that their mood seems to be much more stable than before lah. But another reason why I put my kids on a lower carb diet is because it is also about building habits. That they know that in this house, lower carb and less desserts, right, is the norm, and that it is the key to good health lah. So when they are older, they will of course stray, and of course they will get excessive in their carb and sugar consumption and drink alcohol and all that stuff, and enjoy life lah, basically. But if they ever start to feel unhealthy, or maybe they feel like they want to get back on track to get healthy, they can use what I taught them as a yardstick lah. They can always go back to that. But of course, at the age, it is up to them to decide. They will have to decide whether going low carb and keto, carnivore, right, is actually suitable for them. It's not up to me anymore. It's their life. Can I just eat fish, chicken, egg, plus a little rice? Every time I order from Tai Peng store, I order these 3 items only. Sure, if you want to. Only you can gauge whether you need to go stricter or not so strict in your diet lah. Because only you know how healthy your body is. So I would seriously advise that you do some honest self-reflection lah and decide. I'm really confused. Do you think Health Promotion Board and many other mainstream dietitians, nutritionists advocating for a balanced diet is wrong and misguided? I can't bring myself to dismiss evidence that diets that are proven to be healthy and have led to high percentage of centenarians, such as Mediterranean diets, are wrong. I also believe that advocating for alternative diets is a dangerous position to take. Obviously, you are not a trained doctor and dietitian, so people should take your sharing as personal views. That said, glad that your diet is working for you now. Enjoy your content. Yeah, I know for sure that the government and mainstream media have complete opposite views that I have lah. But hey, I can't deny what I'm witnessing here. That I changed my diet and it has led to significant health benefits lah. Whether it is a dangerous position to take, well, I think it's up to people to decide lah. Obviously, people are not dumb and they can decide for themselves lah. You're assuming that only a doctor with a PhD and a dietitian with a badge has the final authority to decide what is right or wrong lah. And people cannot decide for themselves. Well, I reject that premise entirely, especially when I followed mainstream health advice, right, for most of my life. And I've also seen that mainstream health advice has led to so many people, including me, getting sicker. I mean, I don't know about your circle of friends and family, but I don't know of a single person in my circle aged 50 or 60 above who is completely free of cancer, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune issues, mental issues, or high blood pressure or anything like that. 90% of them are sick in some way. And I know my friends and family. Most of them try their hardest to follow the mainstream advice of balanced diets, more fruits and vegetables, more fibre, not too much fat and salt and all that. And to be frank, if following mainstream health advice, right, leads to all the negative outcomes that I've seen in other people, right, I would actually rather take a chance on my diet, which preliminary results have shown huge benefits for me. By the way, regarding Mediterranean diets, right, I suggest you do more research about the so-called blue zones lah. There have been plenty of podcasts and videos, debunking the whole theory. And in actual fact, people in the Mediterranean actually consume a huge amount of meat and dairy. In fact, when I was studying in university in London, right, I knew plenty of Greek students, and they were always eating plenty of meat and lamb. Especially lamb, they love lamb. I also recently listened to a Japanese lady actually debunk the whole the Okinawan diet about it being low in meat consumption and that they actually consume a hell of a lot of pork. Again, I'll put links to some related podcasts in the video description. I'm confused. You're saying you were eating too many vegetables and not even meat? Surely more vegetables and less meat is a good thing. Not necessarily. According to my experiments, more meat and less vegetables has led to better health outcomes for me lah. But again, this is only anecdotal. Please do your own experiments and decide for yourself. A bit random, but one of the pictures with you and the missus having sake looks like Dosukoi and izakaya at Cuppage Basement. Haha. Yes, it was. It was one of our date nights and we had a really great time there. Very good food too. Aren't you concerned about skin damage? No, I'm not. Okay, I used to burn in the sun like everyone else, but that was when I used to consume a lot of seed oils. But the theory is that seed oils and vegetable oils is a substance that actually causes your skin to burn and causes your skin to damage significantly more. On a high seed oil, low nutrient diet, sun overexposure causes a lot more inflammation, which is painful, ages your skin, and may increase the risk of several types of skin cancers. Anecdotally, I was intrigued by this theory about seed oils and sun exposure. So I first eliminated all the seed oils from my diet, at least the majority of it lah, Then I tried sun tanning and true enough, I don't even get sunburnt anymore. And I don't use any sun tanning lotion at all. And I spend about half an hour to an hour in the sun, whenever it is out, every day if possible. And I always get a good healthy tan, Now there are caveats that yes, the sun does actually cause UV damage. But again, it depends on when you actually sit in the sun. Apparently the best times are in the mornings and in the evenings, where most of the harmful UV rays are at the least lah, and most of the beneficial rays are the most. Again, a lot of this thinking seems really way out, but I can't deny the evidence lah, and my own experiments that have proved this to be true. So try it out if you have doubts, and prove me wrong lah, but I reckon you might be surprised by the results. I'll put a link to an article in the video description below lah, that explains why PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, actually makes sun damage even worse. Okay, that's it. So I hoped I answered all of your questions, or as many as I could find lah, Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Okay, bye bye.